Black Ops 4 Zombies, known as one of the most shittiest games ever in Call of Duty Zombies history. Personally, I really liked the game for what it was. Heck, it had some frustration and some amazing moments on launch. Yesterday was Black Ops 4's second year anniversary, and I will be talking about Void of Despair, 9, Blood of the Dead, and Classified, the 4 maps that came on launch if you had the Black Ops Pass. The first map we will be talking about is the map 9. Now I know Void of Despair was the first map within the selection of Black Ops 4 Zombies, but the reason why I'm talking about 9 first is due to the fact that from my personal experience I played 9 first with my friend Shadow Plays. So playing the map up first, you started off in a cell. Walking out, you're in a beautiful yet Greek ancient Roman arena full of a crowd watching you to see how you survive. In each podium you have Odin, Zeus, Danu and Ra, and each of these gods are looking down upon you to see if you can get their challenges done, which is the Easter egg steps. Within these they have basic simple traits. In Ra you have simple gold, and then you have the perk slot at the top, and then within Danu it's all nice and forested. The perk is at the top and it's nice beautiful ocean water down at the bottom. And then when it comes to Zeus, you have a bloodbath down at the bottom with nice Greek looking ancients on the walls on the middle floor. Then on the top you have a nice looking view of the whole entire map from the bridge, and you get the Zeus perk at the top. Within Odin is one of the strongest gods, and looking down upon you, at the top you have the simple Odin perk, recreating a Viking memorial with a skull with a skeleton in the middle of a Viking bow. Then in the middle floor it shows Viking spears and shields, and then at the bottom it shows a type of fire pot to show what Vikings use to keep themselves warm and such. And then at the bottom of the map, it's a whole entire circle from there. You can go to different areas where you can build the shield. You have a box area, you have the secret wall, and then in the middle of the map down under you have Pack-a-Punch. And Pack-a-Punch is one of the most nicest areas there. It has an alright training spot. The way you get Pack-a-Punch this map is absolutely simple and amazing. And honestly, this is why 9 is rated one of the most best maps ever in Call of Duty Zombies. The only reason why people would hate is due to how the Black Ops 4 system worked. Not because of the map, not because of the graphics, it's just because of the game's system. But all in all, the way 9 worked was amazing. The Easter egg worked, it made sense. How you got your rewards on this map, the death of Orion, and just everything, man, made a lot of sense. There was exactly, like, I think 4 bosses. You had the Brawler, you had the Gladiator, and you had the Blight Father, and then after that I think you have the Elemental Zombies, which when it comes to zombies like that, people count them as like mini bosses, but at the end of the day they're still bosses. And then you have the Tigers, so in total that's like 5 bosses slash mini bosses within the map itself. And honestly, at launch the Tigers were so OP, and now they're actually more frugal, where they're not as OP instead of them one-shotting you. And 9 itself was just a beautiful masterpiece. And honestly, going through these next maps, I just do not know how to compare these to 9. Because honestly, as much as I do like the other maps I'm going to mention within this video for BO4's second year anniversary, honestly, 9 was just stunning for the Easter egg hunt. And whether we had blue screens or not, it was just a fun experience. Blue screens were the things that made people hate BO4 Zombies, but people still take that as an example to hate on the game, even though it's already been fixed for high rounds and just playing the game in general. Yeah, there will be some blue screens here and there, but that's just like every game. Every game will have its blue screens from time to time, but it's whatever at the end of the day. The game cycle is now over and it still gets shit to this day. But more and more as time goes on, I see BO4 getting more love now. I remember just another UK gamer talking about saying that he gets Black Ops 4, like he might be saying like Black Ops 4 Zombies might be better than Cold War. And honestly, that gives me, like, that surprises me a lot, man, to be honest. And I can honestly see a lot more people saying that. I'm not saying that is going to happen, I just wouldn't be surprised if more people did say that as Cold War Zombies did go on. The next map, which is the first map to ever introduce the Chaos story, is Void of Despair. Void of Despair loads you into the Titanic with hitting just barely the iceberg, as you see on the screen right here. We are slowly moving while the iceberg is moving back all the way there. But that's not the only time we will see that iceberg. At the start, in the starter room, you have a simple starting room. It's just basically like the Titanic. You have the forecastle and such. You can see a nice view. You see the ocean and stuff everywhere. And honestly, Void of Despair brought a lot of hype to the community due to it being on the Titanic. But did it live up to it? The answer is no. Void of Despair itself, most people complain about its layout, but that's how I feel about every map when I first play it for the first time. Every map's confusing when you play it for the first time, but the more you play it, the more you understand on how the map works. So honestly, the layout, it's not that bad. For one, it is the Titanic, so I don't know what to expect there. There is only a couple of people that I see from the community who actually really like Void of Despair. And honestly, it just surprises me with what Void has done for the community. It's, if anything, the only good thing I see about Void from the community is the boss fight. Honestly, the boss fight on this map is one of the best boss fights in the history of zombies. It's a hard boss fight, but yet again, the setup for the boss fight is, I don't even know. It takes a lot of RNG for you to get Homunculus, then you need to get the Kraken for the Easter egg, then you need to get the Helion Salvo to kill the boss due to the boss being super difficult on wave 5. There is 5 waves for the boss, and on the 5th wave, if you don't shoot it on time, he will insta-down you unless you have Dying Wish or some elixir to help you out. But honestly, the boss fight on Void of Despair was really cool. And honestly, most people really like difficult bosses due to Mephistopheles and such. So honestly, it was an amazing treat. But honestly, the Titanic in real life brought a lot of despair. Void of Despair, the BO4 Zombies map, it didn't bring any emotion like Blood of the Dead did. And honestly, even if Void of Despair did bring that atmosphere of depressing and such from the Titanic, I would definitely say Blood is more upsetting just due to the fact that Richtofen's death, and we've known him for like so many years now. As much as I do like Void, just compared to Blood of the Dead, I could just see people liking Blood of the Dead more due to its ending cutscene and such. But Void of Despair, as itself, I really don't mind it. The Wonder Weapon is cool as hell, and honestly, the Chaos Crew on this map, it's okay. It's not the worst. I know people complain about Scarlet complaining about on this map like 500,000 times. I know Chaos Crew isn't like the most popular crew, but at the end of the day, I see what Treyarch were trying to do, and there is a lot more people liking the Chaos story as BO4 Zombies does go on, and just Zombies as a whole, which definitely surprises me. And most people say this now, if the Chaos story had a tie-in with the Ether story, most people would actually like it, and honestly, I'm going to personally agree. I like it for what it is. I don't mind that it's on Ether, but from a community standpoint, I would see the only way for the community to enjoy this is if the Chaos story was tied in to the Ether story. And also, like, the Chaos story has some Ether aspects. Take the children's statues from Dead of the Night. They're from Gorard Grove, but honestly, Chaos had so much potential, but honestly, it was really strange on how they just split the community, because it was between the Chaos story, you had 4 maps, everyone wanted an Easter egg hunting, there was 2 different stories, it was like, we don't know what to do. But honestly, Void of Despair didn't bring that much despair, literally, as the map did foresay it was going to be. So honestly, but Void of Despair, I don't think it is a bad map as people say. It is honestly not. The Easter egg can be a bit tedious, but honestly, compared to Blood's Easter egg, it's not that tedious solo. I don't mind Blood's Easter egg, but Blood's Easter egg solo can be a pain sometimes. But honestly, Void of Despair, the Easter egg, I don't find it that bad the more I do it. But honestly, Void of Despair from a community standpoint did have a lot more potential. Blood of the Dead was the map that brought so much hype from the community. From its previous success from Mob of the Dead, loads of people wanted a Mob of the Dead remaster. But we got a Mob of the Dead remake called Blood of the Dead, where we don't just play as the mobsters, but we play as the Ether characters. Due to its storyline from the comics, it makes sense from where they have to go. Blood of the Dead takes place right after Zetsubo no Shima, where they do have to get the blood vials and such and other shit, but due to the broken storyline, the broken cycle, well, Blood of the Dead goes into a different path. Instead of going to Gorakrovy, we then headed to Alpha Omega and tagged their Toten, and then from then on from Cold War Zombies. But Blood of the Dead as a whole, did it live up to the hype? Honestly, yes and no. The reason why I am saying yes is due to the fact that loads of people hated Blood of the Dead at first, but as more time goes on within BO4 Zombies and just zombies as a whole, most people actually do like Blood due to its casualness of high rounds, and actually some people do like the Easter egg when it comes to playing with friends. And the boss fight ain't the best, but it was actually kinda cool. And Blood of the Dead, for now, is being rated one of the most underrated maps in Zombies. Conan Pizza recently put out a tweet yesterday saying, "What do you think was the best map on BO4 Zombies launch?" And Blood of the Dead came in second. Honestly, I was surprised. A lot of people do hate Blood of the Dead from what the big YouTubers have said. And honestly, it surprises me more and more and more, man. Blood of the Dead brought so much despair when it came to the ending cutscene. Richtofen's death was such a beautiful way for Blood of the Dead to go out. And Blood of the Dead might have not had the gameplay aspect, but the storyline in this map is the best storyline map I think we have ever gotten in Zombies history. And honestly, Cold War Zombies, I don't think it will even top a storyline map like Blood of the Dead. Blood of the Dead had so many cool, amazing mini Easter eggs, but the Easter egg itself, I don't know. Playing the Easter egg solo is definitely a pain. With the shield, if you have a lot of key souls and shield breaks, you need to go for it again. But honestly, with new elixirs now, it's honestly not that bad. But yet again, who uses mega elixirs within Black Ops 4? I know as time goes on, more people have been using it, but most people do use classic elixirs due to the closing app glitch not being in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Because as you know, in Black Ops 3 Zombies, you had originally gobblegums, and if you died, you could close app and then you could save the gobblegums. So it's like as if those gobblegums were never used at all. But within Black Ops 4, it was gone in an immediate day. And another reason why Blood of the Dead was ruined was due to the fact of blue screens yet again. And honestly, it makes me sad because Blood of the Dead had so much potential, and honestly, I love Blood of the Dead. I'm starting to see more people now starting to rate Blood over Mob. That might be me, most people still like Mob over Blood till this day, but as time goes on, I'm seeing people more liking Blood over Mob, and I'm not even capping when saying that. The people I know is Revive Gamer and Fatma and a lot more people, and honestly, it just makes me surprised to see that, because honestly, a lot of people did hate it for what it did bring, and I can understand why. There were some unnecessary changes to the map, but yet again, it was cool with what they did. The biggest disappointment that I was disappointed with in Blood of the Dead was how the Golden Gate Bridge was never added to the map. My favourite part about Mob was the Golden Gate Bridge, and that's why I loved Mob so much. And if anything, I don't hate Blood of the Dead, but I would have to rate Mob a bit more higher due to the Golden Gate Bridge. I loved the Golden Gate Bridge within Mob, and the fact that they had to take it out was just upsetting to me. But honestly, I don't mind the fact that it's not on the map, it's just that was my favourite thing in Mob, so I did expect that to come back with it. The next thing as well is the Afterlife. I don't care that the Afterlife is not in Blood. The only reason why Afterlife or something like Afterlife was not in Blood of the Dead was due to the fact of the storyline, seeing as the mobsters used it a lot within Mob of the Dead. In Blood of the Dead, due to that, they could not use Afterlife, so it made sense. But the shield, I don't know if it was the right way to go. I definitely thought it was a cool idea because people see shield as just for you to be protecting. They innovated the shield in a way where you could actually use the shield for different uses in Blood of the Dead. For instance, the Easter egg, getting it upgraded easily and such. So honestly, the shield in Blood of the Dead is actually really cool. You have the key, you can suck zombie souls and everything, but the whole thing with the Easter egg is that the majority of it is mainly using the shield. Honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing, but honestly, I wouldn't want to use a shield for the majority of the Easter egg. it was just like, if you had enough souls, if you were full on soul charges, and then immediately a zombie breaks your shield, and there you go, that's your souls gone. Like, you need to get them back, and you want to keep on the same round to use that to make the Easter egg easier when you want to stay on the same round. It just makes it a bit more difficult. But honestly, I don't think Blood of the Dead is as bad as people say it is. It's got a nice casual play with high rounds and such. The only thing I see from now is the Easter egg. Most people like the ending cutscene and the intro and such, but the only problem seems to be the Easter egg itself, building up to it. My favourite thing about the Easter egg is how we get to go in the prison cells, and then from then on. Honestly, the challenges, I definitely thought the challenges were cool, but stuff like Simon Says, the Simon Says in Blood of the Dead is definitely probably one of my probably the least favourite step of mine in Blood of the Dead. The way the Simon Says step works in Blood of the Dead is just not my favourite, and it still glitches till this day. When you shot the port and you go down, the machine would normally go on to say, hey, press this, and then the Simon Says will start. But normally it would stay on and it wouldn't let you, and you would have to go back to just physically look at the portal, and then go back, and then you could do the challenge. So it's still glitchy. Blood of the Dead, I still think is a beautiful map for its casualness, and the Easter egg is not as bad as people say. Playing it solo can be a pain, but playing it with friends at the end of the day can be really fun. But I don't know, and that's why I think Blood of the Dead is a yes and no for if it led to the hype or not. The last map within Black Ops 4's launch, if you had the Black Ops Pass, was Classified. Classified was one of the best remakes / remasters within Call of Duty Zombies itself. It was the remaster from 5, and 5 got a lot of hate, and Classified definitely lived up. Classified never got as much marketing. All we knew is that it was going to happen due to Jason Blundell talking about how BO4 Zombies was going to work due to perk vapors and such. So honestly, it was a really, really big treat. And honestly, Classified is definitely a chill map. And one of the things I see about dislikes about Classified is Yuri, also known as the Pentagon Thief. The reason why the Pentagon Thief was never in Classified was due to the storyline. It is really strange, and Classified definitely buffed up that Winter's Hill. As you know, the Winter's Hill within Black Ops 1 and 5 was rated one of the worst wonder weapons in Zombies due to its damage. But in Black Ops 4, they made it better with the elixir system and its damage and its ammo as a whole. Well, I think the ammo was the same, but apart from that, it was definitely better than Black Ops 1's. Classified was just a chill, simple map, and honestly, one of the most complaints is the Easter egg. The Easter egg in Classified is one of the worst Easter eggs in Zombies from the community. If you don't know what the Easter egg is in Classified, the only way to get it is if you get to round 150. Now, I know what people are going to say, but I've done it 3 times. The first reason was due to the fact that I just wanted it done just in case there was a super Easter egg within Black Ops 4. The second reason was due to the fact that I done an unlimited specialist glitch to get more Nubillion Plasma. And the third reason, I just wanted to get it done on hardcore difficulty. But honestly, it is really strange, and Classified definitely brought a lot of many Easter eggs. You could get the Winter's Hill for free without the box, or just doing the Project Scary Easter egg, which was a definitely cool Easter egg. And then you can get a mini Nova Crawler Easter egg, and honestly, one of the biggest treats ever was playing as the Ultimus crew. If you don't know what the Ultimus crew is, it's the older versions of Nikolai, Takio, Dempsey, and Richtofen, and we never saw those characters until after, not counting Zombie Chronicles here, because Zombie Chronicles was remasters, but we never saw them until after Moon. So it definitely was a real treat to see the Ultimus crew come back within a map like 5. And it definitely was really cool. There's jazziness within the map. And all in all, there's really nothing bad I can say about Classified, apart from the fact that there was the Pentagon Thief, which was a fan favourite within Black Ops 1 Zombies, well, from what I'm seeing now, and honestly the 150 Easter egg. I don't mind the 150 Easter egg, because that gives high rounds players a reward, and it gives you something to grind on, whether that be levels or Nubillion, but honestly, does it really have to be 150? I don't think so. Honestly, if it was 115, I think it would have been cool, but 150? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't think it was needed. But honestly, I thought Classified was definitely a really cool map with the jazziness, the buffed version of the Winter Soul, how Pack-a-Punch worked, the mini Easter eggs, and the return of the Ultimus crew. All in all, Black Ops 4 Zombies did bring a lot of amazing and frustrating experience. With the frustrating experience coming with the blue screens, people hating the Blood of the Dead Easter egg, people not liking Voyage, and people frustrating to find the Classified Easter egg when it turned out to be 150 and the only time you could do it at that time was through a glitch. And the only map people seemed to enjoy, whether they had blue screens or not, was 9. Honestly, Black Ops 4 was just not the best game to launch at that time. They never had time due to the fact that Activision wanted to rush Treyarch with their game due to Battle Royale taking over. So honestly, this wasn't really Treyarch's fault. Activision is Treyarch's bosses, and Activision's were the one who told Treyarch what to do for the game. But when it came to World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, Treyarch did what they wanted to do, not Activision. And people complain about BO4 having bad microtransactions, and it did have bad microtransactions. The way the microtransactions work in Black Ops 4 now is actually good when it comes to supply drops and such, but on launch from till the end of the DLC cycle, it was just not the best. But Black Ops 4 did bring a lot of hype from the community, an amazing experience. Whether people raged or not, we still had fun at the end of the day, playing with friends, going through this journey, going through the hardest boss within Black Ops 4 Zombies, Void of Despair, or going through one of the best Easter eggs and best maps, 9, and going through the emotional rollercoaster that was Blood of the Dead, or just a chill fun experience getting some nostalgia back from 5 playing as the Ultimus crew. Black Ops 4, I don't think it was the worst game or the best game. I like it for what it was. It definitely did bring the community down a ton, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, leave a like, click the notification bell, obviously to the channel. Black Ops 4 Zombies has now been out for 2 years, and honestly, Black Ops Cold War, I am expecting a lot of things, because from what I've seen, it looks really good, especially with the new PS5 and Xbox Series X coming out. But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about Black Ops 4 Zombies as a whole, just from Void of Despair to Classified, not counting any of the DLCs. But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video live stream, boys. And goodbye!